What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame as the Lakers face the Sacramento Kings at 6:30 Pacific time. So pretty much got a lot to cover, guys. I'm glad you guys joined the live stream. Check this out, man. So Lonzo Ball might be leaving a big baller brand for Nike. Now, why is this such a big deal if you're a Lakers fan? Well, as you guys know, Lonzo Ball's pops has been casting Lonzo Ball in his shadow. Pretty much, he's been speaking up for him. This is a huge move. This could be the end of Big Baller Brand and the start of Lonzo becoming his own man. And I'm very proud of the kid for yesterday he tweeted what looked to be a Nike commercial where he says, "It's only a crazy dream until you do it." And it has Lonzo's Ball's jersey hanging from the rafters. So, the kid's growing up. And also, he also had a cryptic post, right, about how, he's moving on to bigger, better things, becoming his own man, which is very interesting because you guys know that has been the biggest criticism of, Lonzo Ball's career thus far. His pop's taken over. So this is huge. This is definitely huge. And it's crazy the aftermath. I mean, 1.5 million disappeared. I think he's doing the right thing. And I think this is a blessing in disguise for Laker Nation because we might get the full version of Lonzo now, now that he's leaving, man. But I'll say this. I hope that Lonzo can focus on basketball next season. And also, there were reports that the Lakers didn't like him using the Big Baller Brand shoes because he kept tweaking his ankle and hurting himself. So they believe that has something to do with that. And it very well could be if they're, mass producing them in a cheap factory somewhere in China or somewhere. I don't know. But bottom line is that this kid, Lonzo, is finally taking a stand up against his dad and his dad's friend and trying to be his own man. So that's huge. In other news, Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting that the Lakers have serious interest in Jason Kidd. Now, this doesn't mean it's a done deal, but Jason Kidd is, however, holding off any college coaching gigs that they're offering him at the moment. I think Cal State, I'm not sure who else offered him some. He's holding off on those just in case, the Lakers do add him. I think he would be great for the development of certain players like Brandon Ingram, right, who can play some point forward at times. And same thing with Lonzo. But other than that, there's plenty of other candidates. So I want them to take their time with this. I hope that they're truly looking at the field before they make a decision. At the end of the day, though, we're going to have to find out pretty soon. We're going to have to find out pretty soon if Jay Kidd is going to be our coach of the future. I'm still kind of in doubt of that. But would I be mad if he is? No. I think some people are overreacting. People pointing at how the record was then at 44 wins with him, but they forget the fact that Giannis was still young and developing. And by the way, he developed greatly under Jason Kidd and how they are now. And also they forget the fact of that they didn't have Eric Bledsoe back then, and they didn't have Chris Middleton wasn't fully developed or none of that. So at the end of the day, man, I'm telling you, I think Jason Kidd would be a good head coach, not a great one, but a good one for player development. That kind of gets me excited. However, there's better head coaches out there, in my opinion, and I want the Lakers to bring somebody in with more experience, and we'll see. We'll see what happens from there. But at the end of the day, guys, we're gonna rock with it, and let's see what happens moving forward. She said, "Hey, DTLF fam, yo, I love your Laker attire. Nice, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I actually just got back from the court, man, and we just got back from the RC Family Sports Center." We were hoping out there. So it's good to catch a Laker game on my way home. I can't wait. I missed that Duke game. I heard it was good, though. I think it was Taco Fall versus Zion Williamson and the Dukies. I heard it was good. I'm going to catch the highlights for sure. But, yeah, every Sunday I'm out there hooping, man. So y'all can catch me out there. He said Jason might slap LeBron. Nah, man. Jason Kidd, one thing about him is he's not afraid to coach. But he's a controversial head coach, and I'm not sure if he is the best option. However, anything to me is an upgrade to Luke Walton, especially if he's a passionate head coach. And last I remember, he was out of his seat and he was coaching that team. So that's what I want to see from whoever gets this coaching job. But again, it doesn't matter. Whatever happens moving forward, I just hope that it's a big enough upgrade to actually help these kids develop. That's all I care about, man. He said, "Dan, you missed an insane game." I know. Every Sunday, though, man, I got to go out there with my boys. I can't let them down. But, yeah, I heard it was insane. And I heard that Taco Fall's draft status, just rose, so he ain't talking fall no more. He said Giannis loves Kid. He cried about them firing him. That's what I heard too. But who knows? Again, we don't know anything. We don't know anything behind the scenes from that organization. My focus is on the Lakers. So, but what do you guys think? You guys like Jason Kidd? You guys hate the idea? Again, nothing is signed, sealed, and delivered. It just says he's a strong candidate for the position. And also, how happy are you guys about Lonzo Ball potentially leaving his dad's company behind and becoming his own man? I'm ecstatic on that part, and I think he actually just bought himself more time with the Lakers. Hopefully, he can stay and have a long career with us. But I think, I think for reals, I think maybe Magic and LeBron had a hand in this, and they told him, "Listen, Alonzo, if you don't step up and become your own dude, then we're gonna have no choice but to trade you. We love you, but we can't have your dad coming out and speaking for you, man." That's what I think really happened, and I think Lonzo made the right choice. He said, Lonzo finally has a full summer to improve. Me too. I'm excited for that. He said, he was balling before he got hurt. He said, screw Luke and screw Kid. Get a better coach. We'll see, man. There's options for sure. I definitely want him to look at the field. I heard I've heard 3 names really stand out so far in the trade rumors, but again, it's too early. I've heard Tom Izzo. I have heard Jason Kidd. And, of course, we've heard Tyronn Lue. So those are the 3 names that are standing out. I hope that's not all they're looking at, but we'll see. He says, Zion Williamson, 32 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. I'm not surprised. The kid is a real phenom. And I don't throw that word around lightly. He's a phenom, like a true next-gen player. Mark Jackson will be great. I agree. He needs to be thrown in there for sure. He said Luke's getting promoted, not fired. And what planet, man? Not on this planet. I think it's written on the wall. The Suns are already sizing up Luke. Yo, Dan, have you seen Us? If so, was it good? Us is pretty good. I like it because of the controversies, man. The thing about Jordan Peele's movies is he's that type of director that likes to stir up stuff, I'm not going to give too much away, but it all has to do with conspiracy theories. And if you like conspiracy theories, then you like this movie for sure. However, if you don't believe in it and, you pretty much like, it's not a horror movie. It's more like a thriller suspense type movie, but still, I liked it. My girl liked it. And yeah, I'd give it like a solid 8.5. A lot of people, though, are going to be on a different end of the spectrum with that movie. A lot of people thought they were going to go see a horror movie, and it's really not that. It has a couple of jump scares here and there, but it's not a horror movie. But it is creepy. The message in the movie is creepy. Is it open to J. Kidd? He'll hold players accountable. Lonzo to Nike is what will propel his career and continue concentrating on getting better instead of a brand. I agree with that. They should hire Mark Jackson or Phil Jackson. I prefer Mark simply because Phil's no longer able to, coach, in my opinion. I think he's too old. Should we draft Taco? I don't know, man. If we're going to have a high draft pick, I think Taco's going to be a second-round pick, honestly. But maybe his draft stock rose. I don't know. I haven't seen the highlights. I don't think it'll rise that much, though, to a first-round pick. Maybe a late. But, yeah. Dan says the Lakers are not – man, I hate it when I read half of the comment and then it just disappears. He said, Dan says the Lakers are not in the playoffs. Who do you want to see in the finals? Anybody but Boston, Golden State, or the Clippers, of course, but they're not really a threat. But, yeah, anybody other than that, I'd be cool with, honestly. Hey, what's up? What's up? How you doing, Wayne? He said, wait, did we sign Jason Kidd already? No, we did not. We did not sign Jason Kidd. However, he is a candidate that they're looking at for sure. I want to see Us. I'm glad you guys rated it high. I love creepy movies. But, hey, I'll tell you what, T, for sure it's creepy, but it's definitely not horror. How are you, Dan? A lot of people are hating on Kidd. I'm doing good, Matt. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I think Kidd did a good job helping develop guys like Giannis. But I think we could maybe do a little bit better than Jason Kidd. But I'm not going to be mad. To me, anything to Luke Walton is an upgrade, man. They could hire the janitor next week to Luke Walton. That would be an upgrade, honestly. Are we going to hire Mark Jackson? I have no clue who we're going to hire, man. They're keeping this under wraps. Rumors are going to fly, but we'll see what happens. He said, Dan, Lonzo's getting too much criticism from fake fans. He's always going to get criticized from fake fans that either don't watch the games or are just hating. Real fans know what we got in Lonzo, man. We just got to be patient. Just look at what D'Angelo and Rando are doing on their 4th and 5th seasons, respectively. So, keep it chill, man. OKC is trash. They have no depth. Well, I don't expect them to make it past the second round of the playoffs. They'll be lucky if they make it out of the first, but definitely not the second. So, I mean, that's what Paul George wanted, though, right? He wanted to pad his stats and pretty much get eliminated in the first or second round. So, congratulations, PG. I just want to coach with a system. I agree with you, Showtime. I also want to coach, though. My standards are a lot higher. I want a coach that will hold players accountable and help with player development. A coach that players can believe in, both veterans and young players. Rotations matter as well. I agree. No one is hiring Mark, LOL. Kid didn't have an offensive scheme nor good rotations. Oh, I didn't know you were a Bucks fan, brother. I definitely didn't see all the Bucks games, so I can't comment on that. Absolutely not. Hey, James Caldwell, thank you, bro. He said, hey, Dan, in my opinion, Mark Jackson is the one. I think I agree with you. He's definitely my favorite. But, I mean, as long as the Lakers do their due diligence and they're able to potentially get a good head coach, then I'd be excited. Lonzo and the fam put that story out to have a reason to join Nike instead of just admitting his shoes are bad. Well, that's definitely a theory there, Christmas. That's a theory for sure, but we don't know. I think stuff did hit the wall. I mean, his dad was running stuff, and I think Lonzo eventually got tired, man. You can't teach length, and Taco is 7'6". He said he is 7'6", but he doesn't have lateral quickness to guard the perimeter. I agree with that, Isaiah, and for that reason, I still wouldn't draft him. I definitely wouldn't draft him, especially because it's a new NBA, and you got to be able to stretch the floor as a big man, and athleticism, all of the above. He says, "Stop playing Dan Lakers all day. I just pay attention a little more." Okay, congratulations, man. But again, I think Jason Kidd is a decent coach. I definitely wouldn't trash him like that. I want tacos. I don't see how any coach could be worse than Luke. I agree with you, Jonathan. I definitely don't see that neither, man. At this point, we're desperate and we need improvement fast. I think Kidd may perform at his best for the Lakers. I think where Kidd strives is player development. I think he can get a player like Lonzo to take it to the next level. I can foresee that. Therefore, I would not mind Jason Kidd, but I still prefer Mark Jackson, and there's other candidates we should look at as well. Bobo would be a good fit. He can shoot. Now, Bobo, I like him. He seems like a hybrid type big, but we'll see. I haven't seen enough of him this season to actually know if he's actually going to pan out or not. All I've seen is highlights from his game. Dan, where's the info for the P.O. box? I want to send you a Lakers gift. Oh, man, thank you so much, Lewis Stream TV. I'll tell you what, man, I'll post in the link after this video is done processing, so look forward for that. And I appreciate that. Thanks so much, man. It's funny, I want to go check my P.O. box today, but I forgot it was Sunday and it was closed. But I appreciate the thoughts. He said, Jason Kidd will take the ball out of LeBron's hands and give Lonzo the reins. He said, then LeBron will go to the upper management and to complain. I guess you can see the future, man. Who knows? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe Jason Kidd is somebody LeBron respects, but I think whoever they hire is going to have to be somebody that LeBron also respects. Sadly, we're going to have to go through LeBron in this whole phase of hiring a new coach. I'm sure that Magic Johnson promised him that if we fired Luke, he would have his hand in picking a new guy. So, that's the only downside of having a superstar that needs to have his hand in the pudding. He's gonna get his input for sure. LeBron needs to stop acting the owner and be a player, not the coach. I do agree with that. I wish he would just stay and do what he does best. Dan, would Kevin Ollie be a good coach for the Lakers? I like Kevin Ollie. What he did with UConn was sensational, man. Sensational. So, yeah, I do like Kevin Ollie for sure. But, again, they're probably looking for somebody with more experience. But we'll see, man. I'm open-minded to the coaching, hiring thing. As long as he brings a good staff with him and is able to hold players accountable, put in a system and get players to believe and buy in, that's what you got to do. He said, by some miracle, we get a number one pick. Who do you pick? I take RJ. Now, you can't pass on Zion. Zion is a world-class athlete that if he could ever get that jumper, he's going to be unstoppable because you can't stop him going to the rack. He has good handles for his size, and his defense is elite. So pretty much all he needs to work on is his jump shot, and jumpers can be developed. Athleticism, freak size, and his natural giving gifts cannot be taught. So I would not pass on. I definitely wouldn't pass on Zion Williamson. But I do like RJ Barrett, and I think for sure RJ Barrett is going to be a successful NBA player. How good he's going to be, I have no clue. There's no way to predict these things, but I think he's going to be good. You know, I would take Zion. He is a monster and has a passion for the game. Absolutely. I hope they fire all the staff. I love Zion as well. Yeah, Matt, Zion is just on another level. I've heard he dents the ball when he grips it really tight. I haven't seen that kind of strength since Shaquille O'Neal. You know, so pretty much, man, he's something else. My guy passed on Zion for RJ. RJ's a top 5 for sure. I think he's a top 3. I think it's gonna be, Ja. It's gonna be Zion and RJ, and in no particular order. Of course, Zion first, but the other two, I mean, depends on what the team has and what they need. Who's picking second? Dan, would you trade Ingram for Porzingis? I would not, because Porzingis has been very injured, and even though I like Porzingis, I really truly believe that Ingram, when he hits his prime and he's able to ball out and he's fully developed, is going to be a top 10 player in this league. I believe he has all the tools, man. He has the handle. He could attack the rack. He's an elite slasher. His mid-range game is second to none. Post-game strong. All he needs to do is add a little bit of strength and be more consistent with the outside jumper. But those are things that could be corrected. And watch out. He was averaging 27 points per game after All-Star break. And it's a shame that when he hit his stride, he got that, what do they call it, VST or something like that. So, yeah, that's a shame. But at the end of the day, man, I think Brandon Ingram has a talent. He definitely has a talent. I know he does, to be a top 10 player in this league. Remember, I said it here first. And, 3 years from now when he's balling out, just, remember that. Dan, is Zion Williamson the next Dwight Howard? Absolutely not. That's a horrible comparison, man. Skip, I'll tell you what, you're better comparing him to like Charles Barkley, Julius, or somebody like that. But I think he eclipses those guys. Zion Williamson, I don't think we've seen a player like that with his size, his athleticism, and strength, the combination. Closest thing you could think of is LeBron James. However, LeBron James was a different type of I think he was more guard. He was more perimeter oriented, even coming in, even though he struggled with the jumper. But Zion Williamson is just a bully, man. He's a dog, and he has a chip on his shoulder. That's the type of player I would definitely build a franchise around. And I think Larry Johnson is a great comparison. That's a good, very good. If you guys aren't old enough to remember Larry Johnson like me, I don't remember him. But you look up his tape, man. Look up his mixtape. This guy was a beast, man. Shawn Kemp, that's another good comparison. Even though Shawn Kemp was strictly a dunker, Zion Williamson is an elite defender. Zion Williamson, I think, is going to develop that jump shot, and I think he's going to be really, really good. Really, really good. He has a lot of passion for the game. Blake Griffin, I can see that comparison for sure. I can see the Blake Griffin comparison, but I really think Zion's going to develop a perimeter game. His form is not broken at all, and I don't know, man. You can compare him to a lot of players, but at the end of the day, I don't think we've seen this type of player before, this type of beast. But we're going to find out, man. Dan, can you picture Ja getting drafted by us? Ooh, that would be sick. I could picture that because his position is basketball, and you can move Lonzo to the 2 or vice versa, or Ja or whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, I'm not holding my breath for any of the top 3 picks. If you look at our last couple of years, we've had a shot at the number 1 pick. All 3 of the last top 5 picks that we've had, and they haven't given them to us yet. You would think the NBA would land us the pick if it was rigged, but obviously it's not rigged. We've landed top 3 picks, but never the first. It's been a long time, so I don't expect us to win the lottery in this one, and hopefully I'm wrong. I'll definitely be wearing the lucky Lakers jacket, but still, I'm looking at other guys in the draft. I'm looking at a couple other guys, so I'm definitely watching the tournament. I'm definitely studying up on my highlights, and I'll get that video ready for you guys once I find out exactly what draft pick we're going to have. Rocking the lucky jacket on lottery night. You know it, bro. You know it. Dan, how about Bobo? Again, I haven't seen enough of him. I would like to see a little bit more before I make my final deliberation on who we should pick. But I do like his prospect. I like the prospect that is, Manute Bol's son. If you guys don't know who Manute Bol is, he played for the Washington Bullets, played for a couple of other teams. This guy was 7'6", I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He was a shot blocking extraordinaire. He was athletic for his size, and he could hit the mid range. So it'll be interesting to see what his son becomes for sure. And hopefully he's not one of those really tall, lanky, injury-prone players. But other than that, man, we'll see. If nobody knows who Jalen Green is, again, this year I'm catching up on my college ball, man. I'm being honest because I didn't think we were going to land the lottery pick again. But I'm definitely catching up, man, and I like a lot of the prospects for sure. RJ looked like Kobe snatching the rebound and put back for the game winner today. I love Duke's talent. Cam Reddish is really good too, man. I definitely like Duke's talent. I would not complain if we drafted any of those dudes. What's up, Dan? Who do you think the coach will be? Right now, I don't have the feels, man. As soon as the season is over and we start hearing the real rumors start circulating, we're going to kind of know. And I'll definitely be dropping videos in. He said, we need players who will tell LeBron no. What's the news on Jason Kidd? I tuned in late. He is one of the prime candidates they're looking at right now. And Jason Kidd, actually, I think they've informed them that they're going to interview him for the coaching job because he actually didn't take, I think it was a Cal State or I'm not sure who, offered him a college coaching job. And he put it on hold until he sees what's up with the Lakers. So I think Adrian Wojnarowski reported this, so it's definitely legit. He's one of the prime candidates the Lakers are looking at. But there's a couple of other ones, according to Woj. So it'll be interesting to see who the Lakers interview, man. Dan, if the Lakers don't get a top 5 pick, will they trade out? No clue. Again, this is the first summer where I have no idea what Magic is going to do. He threw me off this year with the Zubats trade and stuff like that. So I'm sitting back and I'm just going to be a fan just like you guys this year, man. I want to see what's going to go down. Now, we're crossing our fingers and we're hoping for the best. But he has one summer to get it right. And after that, pitchforks are going to come out because it is LA. And I hope that he's able to succeed. So I'm cheering on Magic and Rob, man. I wish them the best. How many picks do we get? We only have 1 draft pick, but most likely it's going to be a top 10 pick. So that's the good news. Dad, just because it's Woj doesn't mean it's legit, specifically Lakers news. Well, Woj has never really let me down with reports other than the Pelicans one, but that one was implanted by the Pelicans front office. So I don't really count. I don't really put that on Woj, even though he's not really a Laker fan. He said, Dan, thoughts on Avery Johnson as a potential coach? Man, Avery Johnson would chew up everybody in the locker room. I would love that, but at the same time, we need a head coach that's not going to break our players' spirit. There needs to be a fine balance between, coddling them and getting on their case. There needs to be a good balance. And, I remember when Avery Johnson used to coach the Mavericks. I didn't like his style because he would rip into guys like Marquise Daniels and just kill their confidence. So I don't like that. We need a guy who's going to empower players and chew them out when they do really, really stupid stuff, but not all the time. He is a must. You guys really want him, huh? He said Magic will trade Josh Hart and Mo Wagner for draft picks. We'll see, man. It's going to be an interesting summer for sure. But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for tuning into the pregame. I appreciate all the comments and all the good stuff, man. Also, don't forget to tune in for that postgame. Let's see what happens after tonight. I hope that we get to see Scott Machado today. Since we're technically out of the playoffs. So I hope to see a lot of these other guys in the rotation. But we'll see what happens, guys. Anyways, keep it locked right here. All things Lakers. Don't forget to leave that comment, like, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys for postgame. Peace out, guys.